Seats for Labour, which she's absolutely brilliant chair of. Nina, thank you very, very much for everything that you do. To me, coming to a Gurdwara is a great honour and privilege, and I want to thank you for the work that you do in this Gurdwara and all the others around the country in providing food for everybody, a place of shelter, a place of support, and a place where the hungry can get some food, where the homeless can get some support and solace, whether they follow the Sikh religion or any other faith or any other religion. It's that reaching out which is so very, very important in our society, and something that I'm utterly determined to make a reality of in life as a whole. We have many, many issues to deal with in this election, and the election has come perhaps more quickly than any of us expected. And so this manifesto, I'm very proud of it, has been put together in 2 weeks. Essentially, we've done 3 years' work in 2 weeks, and those that have written it have put in an enormous amount of effort into it, including the research that goes behind it. And it's a manifesto that, yes, reflects the policy decisions of the Labour Party conference and many of the unions that are affiliated to our party, and of course the views of the members of the party and the way that they put them forward. But it's also the representations from hundreds of different organisations that have sent us their views and opinions on different aspects of policy. But it's also formed by discussions. And I was very pleased on becoming leader of the party to be given the opportunity to reach out to all communities. And the Sikh Round Table that Nina was talking of was a wonderful occasion for me. It was quite a long meeting. It was interspersed with a few votes in the House, and so that's what kept me fit, and it continues to keep me fit, running up and down those stairs. But it was also a very serious discussion about the representation of the community, and I'm very, very pleased that here today we're welcoming, I don't prefer to call them candidates, I prefer to call them the next MP. So can we say thank you and welcome to the next MP for Slough, the next MP for Hornchurch, the next MP is not here today for Telford, and of course for Edgbaston. And I'm very proud of them being selected as candidates and the contribution they will make to the next Parliament in this country. I put specifically in the manifesto the question of an inquiry into 1984 at Amritsar. I was in Parliament at the time, and many MPs raised many issues and concerns there, and many have raised them on many occasions since then. John McDonnell, John Speller, Tom Watson, many others have continually raised those issues in Parliament. And this is our opportunity in this manifesto to elect a government that is absolutely serious about uncovering the truth of what went on there on that terrible occasion. And so I'm proud that our manifesto will deliver that. What I'm also very proud of is the manifesto and the diversity programme we'll be releasing shortly during this election campaign, about recognising the multicultural nature of our society, the importance of being recognised, and the importance of our children growing up understanding the multiplicity of faiths in Britain. I represent, as you all know, Islington North constituency, and I'm very, very proud to represent that area. I'm very proud that there are 70 different languages spoken in my constituency. And my education is formed by my relationship with my community. And that relationship is a very strong one, and it's helped me a great deal to understand issues of the way people make an incredible contribution to our society, and the way young people must be given those real opportunities for the future. And also the dangers of far-right racism on the rise across Europe, and the danger of xenophobia and racist attacks in Britain itself. And as was pointed out quite correctly, there was a spike in hate crime after the EU referendum. And there's only one answer to a rise in hate crime. You get together. We all get together. We all get together to condemn it and support each other. Because if you walk by on the other side while one community is being vilified, and it goes on, you will find at the end of it there's nobody left to support you. We support each other. An attack on a Gurdwara, an attack on a synagogue, an attack on a mosque is an attack on all of us. And we must always remember the importance of doing things together. And we have to also be sure that all our young people have equal chances in life. And there are many things in this manifesto that I'm very proud of. One of them is the promise that every child in every primary school in every part of England will get a free school meal under a Labour government. They will get that because we don't think children should be hungry, and we'll get that because children who are properly fed are able to learn properly. I don't want the children of the poor not being fed properly, not achieving in school, and not making their contribution to our lives and our community in the long run. These are the fundamental principles behind what we do. And there are many other things in the manifesto, but I'll just say one other. The issue of our care for the elderly. You as a community have a wonderful record of supporting each other, caring for all within our society, and caring for all in your community. Those are principles that actually we all share. That's why we have a National Health Service, the principle we all care for each other. But unfortunately, for many elderly, it doesn't apply. They're isolated, they're alone, and there's more than 1 million not getting the care and support that they need. There are thousands at any one moment waiting to leave hospital, but they've nowhere to go. That's a waste of hospital resources. It's awful and unfair for the individual. So we will make sure there is a proper care service for the whole country for everybody, and I'm very determined to achieve that. So this election gives us an opportunity to do things very differently. It also gives us a chance as a party, for all of us, every single one of the 500,000 and more of us, to go out there and give that message of what Britain could be like with a Labour government as opposed to what we've got on offer at the moment, where those that have great riches pay towards the good of the rest of us, and the rest of us contribute to our society that our children may lead better lives for all. But it's also about our party. Our party has members of all faiths and none, has people from every possible country and ethnic background, and I think it's important they all get good representation within the party. So I'm very proud of the seat candidates we've got. I'm very proud of all the other candidates we've got. I want to see that process grow and continue. More councillors, more representation, and a party that is totally rooted in all of our communities. That gives us the strength to carry our message through. And elect a government that does genuinely work for the many, not the few. And a government that does reach out for peace, justice and human rights around the world. You quite rightly thanked and praised Nina for the work she's done on human rights around the world. I've been involved in many human rights issues and campaigns in my lifetime, in the United Nations Human Rights Council and many other organisations. With the Labour government, you can be rest assured that we will take up issues of human rights abuses anywhere we believe they're happening, and we will not be pushed aside and ignored because somebody thinks somebody is too powerful. Nobody is ever too powerful to be held to account when human rights abuses take place. You'll have a government that will stand up for human rights and justice around the world. On this campaign, we have 3 weeks to go. 3 weeks to get a message across. A message of hope, a message of care for the older people, security for those that don't have it, and opportunities for all of our young people.
I live here, I just came to
The best
see him.
news I've had today is that since the election was announced, 2 million more people have registered to vote than were on the register before this election started. The vast majority of those are young people, many of them under 25. Why? Because they want to see something different and better in our society. Let's do it for them. Let's do it for everybody else. Let's do it for your community. But above all, let's do it because we believe it and we'll do it together. Thank you very much indeed.
Shri Akal.
Thank you, Yamini. Thank you for coming here and paying respect